Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, wa ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a special message to my dear students at Tawfīq Online Learning. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses us all in this month of Ramadan and that He allows us to witness His rahmah, His mercy and experience it, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to achieve as much as we possibly can in this blessed time of the year. Allahumma ameen. I wanted to just share a few thoughts with you all, inshallah, regarding the month of Ramadan. If you haven't listened to the class I delivered last Friday regarding the inner dimensions of fasting, please do listen to that. In addition to the points raised in that particular class, which obviously focused on the inner aspects of fasting and the things that we should try and focus on internally in the month of Ramadan, I wanted to just remind us all that whilst we are all hoping and in a state of anticipation, anticipating the amazing atmosphere and the ambience of the month of Ramadan, going to Taraweeh, increasing in our recitation and reflection of the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are certain things which might set us back, which sometimes these are the things that we often overlook. And these things, ironically, are meant to be the things that actually help us advance spiritually. But we often, because we don't prepare ourselves for that, these things can actually set us back. And this is relating to the fast itself. We all know that when we fast, we physically, it can take a toll on us. We become tired. Maybe we have a shorter fuse, right? We become angrier quicker, and often these are the things that can spoil our fast. So because of becoming more lethargic, because of the fact that we find it more difficult to control our temper due to being weak and hungry, it can damage our fast. But the reality is that these are the circumstances that we're meant to use to actually improve ourselves, right? So the feeling of hunger and thirst and weakness should remind us of our sense of poverty in front of Allah. These are the moments we should enjoy, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is really teaching mankind to remember their true position as fuqara, as people who are needy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is a time to remember our sense of need for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's also a time because we know that we are more sensitive, or we ought to be more sensitive to our character and to our dealings. We should be in a state of alert with regards to our character more in the month of Ramadan. And so when we are exposed to those, when our weaknesses are exposed more in the month of Ramadan, that's when we should say to ourselves, okay, this is my opportunity now to really refine my character and to try and improve my character. Because otherwise, if you slip up, if you fail, and you react in the wrong ways, then what have you really achieved from your fast itself? And as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَرُبَّ صَائِمٍ حَظُّهُ مِنْ صَوْمِهِ الْجُوعُ وَالْعَطَشِ. Right, there are many people that fast that the only thing they attain from their fast is hunger and thirst. So my advice to all of us is that we ought to use those moments when we feel very tired, when we feel really hungry, when we feel really thirsty, when we feel really weak. We utilize those times to draw closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe not just through physical acts of worship, but just through the state of your heart, through your thinking and through your contemplating and through your reliance and dependence on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't just seek your spiritual development through the additional acts of worship that you want to perform. That's fine if you want to do that, in the sense that, of course, we all want to increase in our dhikr and tilawa, etc. But don't just restrict yourselves to developing yourselves to be better believers through those particular mediums. Rather, use the medium of fasting itself and the consequences of fasting, what it does to you, to draw you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope that was of some benefit, inshallah. And I genuinely think that if we do focus on that, we will be able to, inshallah, benefit from the fast more, and hopefully it will have a greater impact in refining our character and make us more righteous servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك الله وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.